Greetings, beautiful people. Welcome to General Psychology. This is the end. We only have 2 weeks left. So I got my laptop back, but I'm actually recording this on the computer. In this slideshow, I'm going to go over what to expect. So what assignment is due this week, give you some pointers on that group project. I'll talk about the upcoming assignments, grading in this class, the topics that are on the final exam, and then obviously how to contact me if you have questions. All right, so the only thing that's due this week is the group project. And you've been working on this group project for the entire semester for like 13 weeks. So some of you have expressed in your reflections that you're having a wonderful time with the group project. You've met some new cool people and it's a good experience. Others are frustrated. They prefer to work alone and project has been really stressful for them. No matter which camp you're in, whether you love or hate the project, I'm glad that you persisted, you contributed, and that is coming to the end. So let me just tell you a little bit about this project. It's worth 100 points, and you're going to turn it in this Sunday, 4/23, no later than 11:59 p.m. Now, if it turns out that you and your group member are struggling or you're behind schedule, you actually have until Wednesday. It is considered late after Sunday night, but I will accept it through Wednesday, the 26th of April. Now, if you turn it in late, it's going to show late in the computer, but I will not be deducting a late penalty. So don't be stressed out. This is my way of giving you a little cushion or a little grace period in case things come up. All right, now how am I going to grade this project? One member needs to submit it, and you need to have a cover slide that includes everybody's names who have contributed to the project. If it turns out that some members have dropped off and haven't contributed, then don't put their name on the cover slide. Whoever's name is on the cover slide is going to get credit for the project. Doesn't mean you're all going to get the same score, but they will get credit if their name is on the cover slide. You also want to make sure you have a reference slide, and you may have more than one reference slide, but this was a research project. So you found scholarly or academic sources and you researched your topic, and I want to know where you got your information. Now, you already turned in the group annotated bibliography way back several weeks ago, so these are basically the same sources. However, on your reference slide, you are not including annotations. You're only including the citation. And while we're there, let me go ahead and say something. This is a psychology class, so you're expected to use APA, the American Psychological Association, their editorial style of formatting and citing references. Now, I'm not super picky because this is an entry-level class, but go ahead and do your due diligence. Try, okay? Make an effort. Don't write the word citation. Don't write sources. Write references. Don't write works cited. Write references, okay? References, capital R, references. And then go ahead and list your references in alphabetical order using APA style. Now, our library has tons of resources to help you format your sources in APA style, but you could also do a quick Google search, and that could help you also. Okay, so the way this project is graded is I look at how complete, correct, clear, concise, creative, and the collaboration among the group members. So did you thoroughly talk about your topic? You had an opportunity to define your topic in the beginning slides. So maybe the second slide or the third slide, you've given me a brief introduction. And so I want to know what the presentation is about. You want to have enough information to support your main points, okay? I look at correct, so how accurate is the information that you share? Do you include in-text citations throughout the body of the presentation? Or do you simply, just say what you think and feel and hope and pray? This is a science class, a social science class. So thinking, feeling, hoping, and praying is all wonderful. But when it comes to this presentation, this was a research project, and I want to find out what you know and where you got your information. Okay, so complete, correct, clear. How can I follow your logic? Okay, do you have images on your slideshow, or is it very dry with only words? Do you have too many words? Is it cluttered and just excessive, errors like grammatical errors or mechanical errors? You want your presentation to be thorough, accurate, and easy to follow. Concise, you need about 15 slides if there were at least 3 of you in the group. And that doesn't include the cover slide or the reference slide. If you have slightly more, that's okay. If you have slightly less, that's okay, depending on the quality of your work. Creative. Is your presentation attention grabbing? Do you have you arranged the information in such a way that it makes me want to click to the next slide and learn more about your topic? Did you include a link to a Kahoot or a video? Did you interview someone? Did you include a question, a thought-provoking question, or a quote? All right. So you want your presentation to be thorough, accurate, easy to follow, relatively concise, and creative. And finally, there's a collaboration piece. I'm trying to find out, did everybody work together? And sometimes presentations will come off very choppy because you'll have the members are not communicating with one another and they're not collaborating. So you can tell clearly when one slide stops and the next one starts, it's a completely different person. And it's like individual projects just meshed together. That's not a good look. You won't get full credit for having it that way. So make sure you and your members work together to turn it a superb final product. Other tips, make sure you have speaker's notes. Don't have a bunch of words on your slide. Don't do it, okay? This is the equivalent of an oral presentation, and you're going to have speaker's notes. What would you say if you were talking in front of us? Now, you don't need to use speaker notes if you're doing a voiceover on each slide, but that's totally up to you. Whether you decide to do a voiceover or speaker's notes, it's totally up to you. Some groups don't feel comfortable doing speaker's notes within PowerPoint or within Prezi, and so they make it a separate Word document and just say slide 1, slide 2, and say what they would say. That's fine with me too. However you want to do it, just let me see your work. All right. I'm also gonna have a small little link that is a 0 graded assignment that allows you to tell me behind the scenes what happened. Who deserves to have their score bumped up? Who was excellent and really stepped up? And who fell off? Who was a social loafer? Okay. If everybody worked together equally, that's great too. I just want to know how it was behind the scenes, because when I'm grading, I use that information. And if 2 or more members tell me that, this one member didn't contribute as much, that person's score will be lowered. If it turns out that that one member had been emailing me and showing me proof that they were working on it, but the other members were shunning them, I would take that into consideration. But I really want to know behind the scenes who did what. And so that's a separate little link that you'll have. And yeah, the group project. That's what's due this week. 100 points, the same amount of points as a test. So take it seriously and get it done. So what's left? You have 3 other ways to earn points to finish out the semester. Reflection 2, which is worth 20 points. You're thinking about what you learned in the class overall, and you'll have some guided questions, and you'll simply share that in a short response, and that's 20 points. The group evaluation. Next week, I'll share all of the group projects with everybody, and you'll have a chance to see what your other members have been up to and learn about their various topics and comment on their presentations, and you'll get 10 points for that discussion. And then last but not least, you have the final exam that's worth 100 points. It's 50 multiple choice questions. It is proctored via HonorLock. You are allowed to use an entire 8.5 by 11 cheat sheet, front and back, 2-sided, to help you be successful on this test. On the upcoming slide, I'll go over which specific topics to, make sure you have on your cheat sheet. But keep in mind that you can look in your textbook to compare the topic in the chapter to make sure that you have enough knowledge about each of these topics. All right, there's 2 other optional ways to earn points. I'm doing an extra credit that I've been slowly revising. I should have given to you a while ago, but it's coming. And now that we're at the end, I feel comfortable in sharing it with you all. And it's 20 points. It's a crossword puzzle. You do this crossword puzzle and you just get 20 bonus points. And so this can only help you. So if you missed a discussion or if you missed an assignment in the past, this 20 points can basically be thought of as substituting for missing those points. If you haven't missed any points, this just makes it so that you have even more of a cushion to make sure you're getting that A, B, or C, whichever grade you're striving for. All right, so the extra credit, optional, but 20 points. I should have it up by Wednesday, and it'll be due the following week. So you can turn it in at any time once it's available to you. And then we have Makeup Test 1. Makeup Test 1 is worth 100 points. If you weren't satisfied with your Test 1 score, you can take makeup test 1. It has the same information that was on the first test. The difference is it only has 25 questions as opposed to 50 questions. It's still proctored via honor lock. You're still allowed to use a cheat sheet. And it's, like I said, the same content. Some of the questions are the same, but a lot of them are different. But this is a way for you to improve your score. It can't hurt you. In the computer, it shows out of 0 points. And so if you score high, I will go in and substitute what you scored. If you scored higher on this makeup than you did on the first test, I manually go in and I leave a note and say, your test 1 makeup was, 92, and your original test 1 was only 65. I've substituted the 92 in place of the 65. And I do this as a way for you to show that you have learned the content, and also if you want to boost your score. All right, grading. So we have a total of 600 points in the class. You can go to the course syllabus and you'll see it all broken down for you. Right now, there's still 130 points available. I just went over that on the last slide. 100 for the final exam. 20 points comes from, basically, you still have a group evaluation that you can get points for, and a reflection, or excuse me, 30 points, 20 points for the reflection, and 10 points for the group evaluation. So there's still 130 points out there that you can earn. Now, in terms of the getting an A in the class, you just need 540 points. If you get at least 540 points, you'll be awarded a letter grade of an A. If you get at least 480 points, you'll get a B. And if you get at least 420 points, you'll get a C. There's a feature in Canvas, a grading feature, that you can play around and see how many points you need to get on the final exam to get that A, B, or C. This will become a lot more relevant once you turn in your group project and the group project is graded, because then you will only have, just the 100 points that's out there. Right now, you still would have to kind of guess, what your score on the group project is. All right. The other 120 points that have a star on this slide is saying if you want to take the makeup test 1, that's optional. And if you want to do the extra credit, that's 20 points, that's optional. So, those are optional ways that you could still improve your score if you're aiming for an A and it's looking bleak, or if you're aiming for an A and you're like right on the line. These are ways that you can ensure that you're going to get what what you're striving for. Okay, thanks for hanging in there. So the topics that are on the final exam is psychological disorders and therapy, and those two topics go hand in hand. So a little bit about anxiety disorders, such as like generalized anxiety disorder, or social anxiety, or phobias, and PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, schizophrenia, and also therapy. How do you treat people who have been diagnosed with these various disorders? And there's tons more. So you're going to read in your textbook the chapters on psychological disorders and therapy, and that's going to help you to be successful on the test. Other topics include social psychology and personality. So you've participated in a discussion on personality and social psychology. I want to go ahead and plug my SOP 2001 class. If you are interested in learning more about conformity and attraction and aggression, sign up for me. Okay, I'm teaching that class, SOP 2001, in the fall semester. I teach it online and face-to-face, and it's a fun class. So anyway, you will see questions on the final related to social psych and personality. All right, and then last but not least, thinking, language, and intelligence, basically cognitive psychology. And you'll see a few questions on the test from that chapter also. So that's 5 chapters. It's 50 questions. It's about 10 questions per chapter. If you have questions, please feel free to email me. I check my email Monday through Thursday, once or twice per day. So if you email me, there's a good chance you're going to get a response in 24 to 48 hours, Monday through Thursday. If you email me on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you're not going to get a response until Monday. But Monday through Thursday, I'm here for you. Okay? If you don't want to send a personal email because you think your question is relevant for the entire class, or you want it to, be broadcast to everyone, post it to the discussions thread. There's a questions thread where if you post a question there, it's like raising your hand in class. I check that once a day, Monday through Thursday, but it's also available to your classmates. So you might pose a question and one of your classmates might chime in and say, oh, I'm having that same issue. Or they might say, hey, I found the answer. Here it is. But I checked there also. So one other place I want to plug is the course syllabus. The syllabus is like 6 or 7 pages, maybe 8 pages. And I made that syllabus. Okay. So I actually typed up that syllabus. Now, some of the information I had to include because it's standard across College of Central Florida, but a lot of that information is personalized. I have taken the time to explain my teaching philosophy, explain how to earn points, why I do the various assignments, and what topics you can expect to be proficient in when you finish a class in general psychology. So the course syllabus is a great place to go to find the answers to most of your questions. All right, if you have questions, comments, compliments, or concerns, you know what to do. And I can't leave off of this site without, or this video without, I know it's 15 minutes long, but if you had a decent experience in Psych2012, tell your friends to sign up for Professor Sims, okay? You know, tell them, go ahead and sign up for me. I teach Psych2012 most semesters. I also teach DEP 2004, which is Human Growth and Development, and I also teach SOP 2001. So, you know, I'm here. Sign up for a class.